the 2025 Sportsperson of the Year is Mr. Tyrone Buttigieg.
He's eclipsed everything he's wanted to do so far. He's brought the sport of boxing to Gibraltar big time.
And you could see from a very young age that he had something. There was something special about him.
Para practicar este deporte a este nivel, todo el mundo puede practicarlo y competir, pero no todo el mundo puede ser campeón. Y Tyrone tiene de sobra para hacerlo.
His level of dedication in terms of attention to detail, in terms of the training itself and the techniques, it was always top-notch.
Boxing has been a very big part of my life. It has taught me discipline. It has taught me how life can be very hard at times. I always say that boxing is as hard as life.
Over the last couple of years, Tyrone El Bombero Buttigieg has steadily risen in the professional ranks of boxing, maintaining an undefeated record while winning key fights and claiming several titles. His achievements include securing the WBO Latino Gold, the WBC Latin Silver Belt, and most notably in March 2026, the WBC International and Commonwealth Super Bantamweight Championships, marking a historic moment for boxing in Gibraltar.
It is something that has always kept me, to a certain extent, on track and disciplined on like a healthy and guided life. And also at a personal level, it is something I've always used to demonstrate to myself that anything is possible, and when I set myself my mind to something, I've always more or less accomplished it just to be able to satisfy my internal belief.
Aguayo starting to tick off the face of Aaron Pryor. It's not damaging, but again, it's one of those things that over a period of time can wear a man down. That right hand caught Aguayo on the gloves, but he did score with an uppercut with the left hand.
As far as I can remember, I first found an interest in boxing as I saw it on TV simultaneously as a very young kid. I was about 4 or 5 years old, and since then it just grabbed my attention, and something that I was really keen and interested in starting to practice since a very young age. Before I knew I had a pair of gloves at home, I was playing around with my brother until I reached the age when I could actually start training.
And Tyrone Buttigieg representing Gibraltar. And the crowd are beginning to taste what they've come here for this evening. Buttigieg is in the ring with his Mr. Only victory. Is getting him ready for what will be his first fight. A really great test for somebody who's taking out a boxing career.
So my first competitive amateur fight, I was 15 years old, young, nervous. I remember not having eaten anything on the whole day. I wasn't even hungry, but it's obviously due to the nerves. And I remember it was at the Centenary five-a-side in the stadium, and it was packed. It was early July. I believe it was 2008. I remember being very nervous and going to the ring like super excited, but at the same time I accelerated. And it was obviously lack of experience. And I remember starting the fight at a really extremely high pace, and at a pace that was impossible to sustain. And although I won the first round, I did a really strong first round and had like most of the crowd on their feet and chanting, but on the second round there was a price to pay, and when I went into the second round I was already very fatigued and tired, and I probably lost that round already. And if I tell you about the third, then that was a really bad round, and the ref simply stopped the bout because I wasn't responding.
Tyrone is out on his feet, and Jackson's leading this fight, and Tyrone's finding it very difficult to stop the punches getting through. He's got his guard up, but Dave Rogers has decided to. Another account is he's looking closely at Tyrone. Is he able to protect himself from those attacks?
One more standing count, and that will be a no. And Dave's had enough. Dave decided to have enough. And, and Jackson Green takes the fight.
But it is what it is. It was lack of experience that took me to that situation, and looking back to it is probably the best thing that happened, because it was definitely a massive learning curve, which I'd say had a very positive influence on my career moving forward. My career highlights, I'd say, starting from the amateurs, is winning the Haringey Box Cup, which is a very prestigious amateur club tournament held in London annually. It's the biggest club tournament in Europe. That was in 2015 when I won. Then as a professional, I'd say winning the WBC Latin silver title, as it was the first time ever in the history of Gibraltar that a Gibraltarian had won a professional boxing title. And then winning as well the WBO Latino title, which put me in the WBO world rankings at number 15, and finally winning the Commonwealth title recently. Which is a title that has been held by many legendary champions, and I feel truly honored to have my name on that list.
En el 2024, Tyrone peleó 3 veces. El último, que fue en octubre, fue el título intercontinental de la WBC, que es el organismo, para que lo entendáis, como la FIFA en el fútbol, el organismo más importante del mundo en este deporte. Entonces, que Tyrone haya conseguido eso y que sea el primer gibraltareño que lo consiga, creo que ha hecho historia en el boxeo de Gibraltar y en el deporte de Gibraltar. No es fácil, aunque estamos en este mundo. Conseguir eso no es nada fácil.
It speaks a lot to his level of dedication and his professionalism and to his achievements.
For me, it's unbelievable what he's done, because now everybody's aware of what boxing is, what they can actually do if they start as a youngster to come through, the goals that they can probably achieve. You know, the sport can only get bigger and stronger, all thanks to what Tyrone's been doing on his amateur and pro side, you know.
My success definitely goes hand in hand with my discipline and my work ethic. There is not a matter of talent. Talent is nothing if you don't put the work in. I always say that discipline and work ethic will create talent, because if you put in the hours, you'll definitely develop those talents to help you become successful. But there's a lot way more work than what people see that goes behind the scenes. Many social sacrifices as well, many gatherings or parties and stuff like that where you cannot attend. The diet, but it is what it is. Nothing's for free in this life, so anything worth accomplishing or anything that is valuable is never going to be easy.
He had natural abilities, but more importantly, he had that kind of mindset, that dedication. That was, for me, that what made him different to the others in the gym, because natural ability will only take you so far. But when you combine that with dedication and hard work, and especially the ethic that he had, that's what, in my opinion, enables sportsmen, and especially in combat sports, to take it to the next level.
Primero que hay que entender que el boxeo es el deporte más difícil o de los más difíciles del mundo. Entonces combina habilidades mentales con habilidades físicas, y para eso hay que tener el 80% es disciplina, trabajo, determinación, y Tyrone tiene de eso, le sobra, va por encima del 80%. El otro 20, el otro 25% ya lo pone de su talento propio, ¿entiendes? Pero para este deporte, para practicar este deporte a este nivel, todo el mundo puede practicarlo y competir, pero no todo el mundo puede ser campeón. Y Tyrone tiene de sobra para hacerlo.
When I decided to turn professional, I did it with the intention of just having a handful of fights for the experience, to be able to learn how the professional side works, as I've already done the amateur. And as fights went along and saw the possibility of being able to fight for titles, etc., I thought if I ever managed to win a professional boxing title, I'd die happy, I'd say. But now I've won a few, and I've gone into the world rankings with more than one world governing body. For me, the ultimate goal would obviously be fighting for a world title. If that's going to happen or not, time will tell, and if it happens, whether I win or not, is to be seen. But that would definitely would be the ultimate goal, and something that I would probably retire after if I ever had the opportunity to fight for.